Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Obsius FB collab board between myself, Sticky Art, team writer Austin Broody, and the company Obsius Fingerboards, also known as OBFB. A couple months ago, I did the initial unboxing of this board on the channel, and ever since I've had a lot of people asking me to do a review of Obsius FB, of their decks, as well as their trucks and wheels. Since I already got a chance to try out a complete Obsius fingerboard, I decided to set my board up with a little bit more budget-friendly option trucks, as well as wheels from Noah Wood, and some pivot cups from Anxiety Offline. And the board itself is got medium concave as well as medium kicks, and the shape of it is also pretty unique to Obsius. I believe this is their only shaped board that they have. The shape of the deck is a slightly modified popsicle style deck with a little bit of an egg shape to it. And the front of the deck is a little bit wider, or at least the middle front of the deck is a little bit wider than the back. And it tapers down, and the back is a little bit narrower, as well as the tail is going to be a little bit shorter as well. The board came with two pieces of grip tape. It came with standard foam grip as well as a clear silicone grip. And I actually installed the clear silicone grip on the first board that was the giveaway for the tray flip competition. And trying that out for the first time, it was pretty interesting to try out, but since I wanted to really get a feel for this board, I went ahead and just went with the foam grip, what I'm used to. It's a little hard to see now that I've got the foam grip on, but the holes and countersinks were done really nicely on this board. And I like the countersinks are deep enough in that make it so even if you have shorter screws, you don't have to worry about having them be long enough to hold the trucks on. I got this pivot cup tube material from Anxiety Offline, which does a pretty good job at making some of these cheaper trucks feel a lot more solid. After upgrading the bushings and pivot cups on these cheaper trucks, they actually work pretty well. I've used them on a couple other setups in the past. And my only complaint on these is that once the kingpin nut is installed, it actually catches on a lot of stuff when doing grinds. And this is something that is a little bit better when using Dynamics or the Obsius FB trucks that have inverted kingpin versus the kingpin nut. I also thought it was a really nice bonus that they included this longer precision screwdriver, which makes getting trucks on a lot easier than using the normal fingerboard tool that's about an inch long. The first thing I noticed with everything put together is that this setup is a lot lighter than the Obsius FB Complete. And it's a little bit heavier than a teak tuning or P-rep setup that I've used in the past. But overall, it still has that kind of floaty feel that most 34mm or wider setups typically do. And I just want to point out that the quality of print is really nice with Obsius boards. However, they are not RealWear type graphics, so if you are looking for the RealWear where it wears down over just a short period of time, it is not going to do that. This board was actually been used a good amount of times and really shows little to no wear. I did decide to just do a little bit of shaving down of the side just to see the side plies a little bit more. But overall, they do a really good job with all the fine finish, and I really like the way that the side plies with the different colors look. Taking a closer look at the board shape makes it really easy to see that it is not a traditional popsicle shape, nor is it a standard egg shape. It's more of a hybrid, and because of it being 34mm wide, it kind of has a boxy look to it. And sitting next to a traditional teak tuning popsicle shape as well as a boxy shape, it's really easy to see the difference. As well as measuring the center part of this board is 34.72, and the front tapers down to 34mm, and the back tapers all the way down to 33.2mm. And compared to a Tech Deck Pro that is about 34.17mm all the way across. And my main setup that I've had for the past year, which is 34mm. The trucks that I'm using on the current setup are on the higher side, kind of like BRTs or Tech Deck Pro trucks, while the Dynamics and Obsius FB trucks sit on the lower side. While pretty much all the other trucks have a pretty traditional look, the Obsius FB trucks have a pretty modern kind of sleek design with cutouts. And even with the cutouts, they are on the heavier side. A pair of Obsius trucks comes in just under 8 grams, which is at least a couple grams heavier than Dynamics or BRTs. And the deck comes in just at a little over 6 grams, which is almost a gram heavier than most of my other decks. The extra weight gives the setup a really solid feel. The Obsius Eurothin wheels are definitely on the squeakier side, as well as on the grippier side, which gives them a really nice feel. And also makes tricks, once you get used to the board feel and shape, really consistent. Switching over to the lighter trucks made a noticeable difference with the way the board performed, and it took a little bit of getting used to, but overall the board is really consistent and it has a really nice feel to it, and having that extra width in the front makes doing kick flips and heel flips a lot easier. One slight downside to the board shape is the fact that it is more directional of a board, and if you are going the wrong way, it definitely will feel a little bit different when doing tricks. I was able to get used to it and was able to do most of the tricks with the board facing the wrong way. However, it is a lot easier and the board feels a lot more solid doing tricks the correct way of having the board facing forward. Overall, I really like the board shape, feel, and quality of the Obsius deck, and it works really well on the budget setup as well as on the Obsius FB Complete with the Obsius trucks and wheels. After trying both of the setups, I definitely prefer the Obsius FB Complete a bit more than the budget setup, mainly because the Obsius FB Complete with the Obsius trucks are a bit heavier and it weighs the bottom of the board down and kind of balances everything out with the heavier deck, as well as the thicker axles on the Obsius FB trucks actually make it so the bearings don't have as much play. This makes the setup feel really solid and also helps with consistency. That about wraps up my review, and if I had to give the individual setups a rating, I'd give the budget setup an 8.3 out of 10, and the Obsius FB Complete I'd give a 9.2 out of 10. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section down below, and if you've tried anything from Obsius, you can also let me know your opinions in the comments as well. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to check out Austin Barudi's YouTube as well. He is so close to 1,000 subscribers, and he has some amazing clips and a bunch of super crazy tricks, so definitely check him out, and hopefully he can get to 1K soon. And if you would like to pick up a collab board, they are available on obsiusfb.com. Make sure to use the code AUSTIB7 for 10% off of your entire order. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.